à Fox, obrigado por me terem convidado para estar aqui. Sou assim tão odiado, é? Esta festa, uma festa aqui perto da zona do Marquês, e é bom eu fazer parte de uma festa no Marquês, porque há muito tempo que isso não me acontece. Ora bem, como qualquer um dos presentes, eu sou um fiel seguidor do Walking Dead. Aliás, até vos digo mais, eu nunca liguei muito ao Carnaval e ao Halloween, mas a verdade é que o Walking Dead mexeu muito na minha vida. Aliás, eu no último Halloween, não sei se dá para ver, eu estive assim, no último Halloween. Será que dá para coisa? Este sou eu. Cá está. Para quem tem dúvidas, eu sou o jovem da esquerda, está bem? E mal, fiz de Negan, obviamente. E se cá até podem estar a pensar, pá, Palmeirinho, podem pôr já a fotografia outra vez. Se é para fazer de Negan, deixavas crescer a barba. Ora bem, foi o que eu fiz. Aquilo sou eu com 2 meses sem fazer a barba. Nada. Nadinha. Mas a verdade é que o Walking Dead mexeu muito na minha vida. Eu mascarei-me então de Negan. O blusão de cabedal foi um blusão que eu usei no The Voice Portugal. Valeu a pena fazer o The Voice só para ter aquele blusão. Tinha aquele taco de beisebol forrado a esponja, que eu já dei o nome, que é Lucille Fofinha. Ali, como podem ver, o que é o arame farpado? São elásticos de papel. Eu levei tão a sério que eu cheguei a ir a um site ver quanto é que custava a porra do arame farpado. Mas depois decidi, o Palmeirinho, por 49,99€ para 250 metros de arame farpado, se calhar não vale a pena. Mas pensem nisto, há namoradas que vão ao computador dos namorados e encontram pornografia no histórico. A minha namorada vai ao meu computador e vê o quê? Arame farpado. Hashtag 50 sombras de Palmeirinho. Mas isso é outra coisa. Mas sim, o Walking Dead mudou muita coisa, não foi só no Halloween. Por exemplo, as segundas-feiras. Eu odiava a segunda-feira. Agora adoro, porquê? É dia do Walking Dead! Pergunta para queijo. Como é que se sabe que um gajo que viu o Walking Dead não viu na segunda-feira o episódio novo do Walking Dead? Porque é o gajo que à terça-feira está no trabalho assim, não fala lá. Eu não vou ao Facebook, não falem comigo. Falar nisso, já que falamos em trabalho. 2016 foi um ano histórico. Donald Trump ganhou as eleições dos Estados Unidos. Amazing. António Guterres ganhou as eleições para a ONU. Um aplauso, António Guterres. Portugal! E infelizmente a minha grande amiga Wanda Miranda saiu das manhãs da comercial. Obviamente que isto agora, estou a falar muito a sério agora. Quando a Wanda me disse, pá, o Vasco, olha, vou sair da rádio comercial, a primeira coisa que eu pensei, aliás, está aí a filha da Wanda. Sofia, onde é que estás? Sofia, vais... Sofia, olá Sofia, tudo bem, grande fã. Quando eu soube que a Wanda ia sair das manhãs, a primeira coisa que eu pensei foi, porra, e agora, pá? São quase 10 anos a trabalhar com a mesma pessoa, estava ao meu lado, é quase minha irmã. E agora como é que vai ser trabalhar sem a Wanda? E a segunda coisa que eu pensei foi, mas com quem é que eu vou falar agora do Walking Dead? Gostou-me. Outra coisa em que o Walking Dead interfere, rapidamente. Eu tenho um filho, o Tomás, tem 1 ano e 3 meses, que vai para a cama todas as noites às 10 da noite. Há muitos casais que aproveitam o facto de irem pôr o filho na cama para depois poderem fazer eles próprios, digamos, efetuar o amor de uma forma mais despreocupada, não é? Lá em casa não. Às segundas-feiras só se pratica o amor depois de vermos pessoas mortas. The Walking Dead. Para muita gente, uma série sobre a sobrevivência humana depois de um apocalipse zombie, para mim, The Walking Dead são preliminares. E agora, olhando para trás, muitas emoções, todos nós, e eu próprio, nós tivemos com o Walking Dead. Eu sofri com o Governor, eu ri-me com o cabelo do Eugene, chorei quando morreu o Herschel. Ah pá. Mas atenção, Hã? Calma, eu ainda não acabei. Eu vou repetir e esperem até ao fim. Eu sofri com o Governor, eu ri-me com o cabelo do Eugene, eu chorei com o Herschel, mas quando o Negan deu uma bastonada no Glenn... Pá, calma. nós já todos sabíamos que um deles ia morrer. A Season 6 acabou, nós percebemos, é pumba, mini, mini, mão, e nós todos sabíamos que um deles ia morrer. Eu, por acaso, não faço ideia porquê, eu não quis fazer, nem fui à internet, não queria spoilers, eu, por acaso, tive o pressentimento que ia ser o Abraham. E quando começa a Season nova, eu começo a ver e vejo Abraham. E penso, pá, custa-me, eu gostava do Abraham, mas, o Negan, vá lá, vamos ser sinceros, tinha direito a vingar-se de um. Agora, quando o gajo dá uma lucilada no Glenn, pá, sabe o que é que eu senti? É como se estivéssemos na rua, um gajo rouba-nos a carteira, vai-se embora, mas depois na volta para nos roubar o relógio. Pá, não se faz. Até de memória uma coisa, a minha confiança que o Glenn não ia morrer era tanta que quando ele leva a primeira lucilada, já agora, é possível pôr aqui a fotografia do Glenn? Ok, tirem a fotografia do Glenn. Tirem. Podem tirar. Tira. Desculpem. Mas pronto, aquilo aconteceu. Quando ele leva a primeira bastonada, eu juro que pensei, pá, o gajo na safa. Pensei, um bocadinho de betadine, faz uns pontinhos ali no olho, pá, fica como novo. Mas pronto, não se safou. Resumidamente, Walking Dead é uma série incrível, com atores extraordinários, com recordes de audiência para uma série que é transmitida num canal de cabo nos Estados Unidos, pá, e dá para perceber que tem uma comunidade de fãs em todo o mundo, pá, e nós, em Portugal, somos os maiores, pá! E é bom ver uma casa cheia, mas a verdade é que há muita gente que eu sei que hoje não pode estar aqui, pessoas famosas. Então eu lembrei-me que o meu amigo Conan O'Brien faz uma coisa e decidi fazer o mesmo, que é, ele faz perguntas a pessoas famosas sobre determinados temas e as pessoas famosas respondem. Eu tentei a minha sorte e consegui. A temática destas perguntas foi Walking Dead. Eu lancei perguntas a várias gente e as pessoas responderam. Já agora, rapidamente, antes de chamar, eu vou só partilhar com vocês as respostas de malta famosa sobre Walking Dead. Ora bem, à pergunta, eu vejo Walking Dead porque... O Nuno Lopes respondeu porque o Negan tem um sentido de humor negro, tal como eu. A Rita Ferro Rodrigues respondeu porque as personagens femininas não se rebaixam perante os homens, tal como eu. A Lili Canessas respondeu porque os Walkers são tal como eu. À pergunta, em caso de um apocalipse zombie, Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa respondeu, eu reunia logo o Conselho de Estado. António Costa respondeu, eu fazia logo uma declaração ao país. E Donald Trump respondeu, eu construía um muro e fazia aos zombies pagar por ele. Última. À pergunta, às pessoas que não veem o Walking Dead, eu digo, a Inês Castelo Branco respondeu, vocês não sabem o que estão a perder. O Diogo Infante respondeu, vejam tudo, porque vale mesmo a pena. O Bruno Carvalho respondeu, bar da merda para todos os que não veem o The Walking Dead. É um prazer estar aqui. Eu sou o Vasco Palmeirim e chamo agora ao palco a diretora-geral da Fox Networks Group Portugal e Espanha. Um aplauso para a Vera Pinto Pereira.
Olá, boa noite. Isto é uma emoção, devo dizer que é talvez o momento alto de todos os anos que eu tive na Fox e é um privilégio partilhá-lo com vocês. Por isso, muito obrigada. E talvez das melhores coisas que eu ouvi hoje à noite foi depois desta experiência de Red Carpet que o nosso elenco fez, foi acabarem a experiência e dizerem isto foi dos melhores públicos que nós já tivemos, são vocês. Eu sei que não é a mim que vocês querem ver, eu sei. Levo mais 30 segundos, mas só deixar-vos algumas palavras. É, de facto, este é um dos países onde a Fox aposta mais forte. Temos um dos portfólios de canais maiores da Europa e temos um dos públicos mais fiéis, mais entusiastas de todos os mercados onde a Fox está. Esse público são vocês. Tenho também de deixar uma palavra aqui a algumas pessoas que estão no público, que são a equipa da Fox, que são talento extraordinário, reconhecido em todos os escritórios mundialmente, como uns dos melhores que acumulam prémios, que sabem falar com o público, que sabem representar os valores da Fox. Parabéns à minha equipa. E agora está quase, eles vêm já. Vou-vos só deixar com um pequeno vídeo que conta alguma coisa sobre cada uma destas personagens. Vídeo, por favor.
Hey, listen, you even know what's going on? The Walkers. I woke up today. You're a good man, man. I hope you find your wife and son. I could use a little something to help keep us going. I know what you did for me, for my baby while I was working things out. Thank you. That's what we do. They may be dead, they may be alive, but my people, us, we are alive right now, right here, right in front of you. We're going back. Daryl and Glenn, you come with me. All right, let's make it sweet. Make sure it's safe. Grab what you can. We'll come back tomorrow. You got a tank. You don't need hostages.
I do.
I know this sounds insane. This is an insane world. We have to come for them or they come for us.
Do you have any idea who you're talking to? Your property now belongs to Negan.
You guys, look at my dirty girl.
Not today. Not tomorrow. But I'm gonna kill you. This is OC. He is awesome.
Say hello.
I am everywhere. And here we are.
And they're here, so I would now ask you to join me on stage. Welcome to Andrew Lincoln. Norman Reedus. Norman, where are you? Yes. Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And the mastermind behind the show, Greg Nicotero. Welcome to Lisbon. Vasco. Where is he? There you are. I now leave you with our host.
Hi. Hello. Hello, hello. Hi. What does that sign say?
Hello, guys. Can you read the sign? Can you read the signs?
Yes.
Yeah. There's one that says, our boyfriends said they would propose if you took a selfie with us.
Yeah, let's do it.
Is that true
Okay.
or is it? I hope your boyfriends are great guys.
Vou pedir para terem calma, por favor. Vou pedir para terem calma. Ok? Join them, Greg, yeah. Meninos e meninas, deixem os senhores voltar.
Yeah, that was a disaster. But...
Bora lá. Andrew, Jeffrey, Norman, come on.
Guys, I'm lonely up here. Come back. All right, so they're all going to die in the next episode. Motherfuckers, leave me up here alone.
Thank you, Andrew, Jeffrey, Norman.
Did you hear what I said?
Thank you.
You said we're what? They're getting married, guys. Woo!
Congratulations.
Zombie wedding.
What's that one say?
I want an invitation to both weddings.
I know, really.
That one says, Norman, please take a picture with me.
Okay, after
We
this.
could do this all night.
Wait, should we?
Já tentamos.
Greg's gonna kill us if we don't.
Vamos lá começar com isto, depois tentamos as fotografias, está bem? Então, senhoras e senhores, como é que isto vai proceder? Irei fazer umas perguntinhas ao painel desta malta que vocês já conhecem, que eu a partir de agora vou tratar como os Beatles. E depois abriremos o espaço às vossas perguntas daqui a um bocadinho. Portanto, vão preparando as vossas perguntas para já, então. Comecemos.
We really do need a bottle up
Andrew, Norman, Jeffrey, Greg, such a pleasure to have us with us. I'm going to start with you, Andrew. First of all, thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure.
As you might have known, as you might have guessed now, people kind of love the show.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys are insane. Oh yes. Yes, you are.
So, my first question to you is, in The Walking Dead, all the fans of The Walking Dead, we had to cope with a lot of deaths.
Yes,
Okay?
we do. Yes.
And you said, and I'm quoting you, that when a cast member dies, you feel robbed. So let's see. Rick Grimes saw his wife die. His best friend died.
Yes.
Herschel, kind of father figure, he
I
died too.
no, actually, I killed my best friend.
Yeah, you killed your best friend.
It is different.
Yeah.
Kind of had it coming.
Yeah. Jessie, your girlfriend on season 6.
I chopped her hand off.
Yeah. And your son lost an eye.
That had nothing to do with me.
Yeah. I guess that this all is a little bit more than being robbed. My question is,
Has it scarred me? Is that your question?
yeah, how all of this makes you feel?
It makes me feel terrific. I can't tell you how happy that all made me. But you know, it's a hard life being Rick Grimes. But I wouldn't wish it on anyone else. And also, the fact is that apparently people seem to enjoy watching me suffer. Internationally. So maybe I should just keep doing it.
Yeah, maybe. But let's keep talking about killing and deaths. When you're not filming, when you're back in vacation, back in England, do you miss killing walkers? Do you miss...
Parenting isn't a vacation. It's much harder killing zombies. Sorry, do I miss killing zombies?
Yeah, do you miss the show? Do you miss your family
I
on the
miss
show?
these crazy idiots. I absolutely... I do think that I think you guys get it, that we are just a bunch of the luckiest people alive, and we all get on, and we make this crazy, crazy story together, and we all love it, and we're totally committed to it. And and I've made some of the best friends of my life, you know, and I do not. Yeah, but he's kind of spending a lot more time with Jeffrey at the moment, and I'm jealous.
Senhoras e senhores, Andrew Lincoln.
I love your Portuguese custard tarts, by the way.
Now, Mr. Norman Reedus. Mr. Reedus, before The Walking Dead, you said you wanted peace and a quiet, happy life. I reckon that now, in 2017, your life is everything but peaceful and quiet. But is Norman Reedus a happy man? And how important is The Walking Dead for your happiness?
Yeah, I'm super happy. I mean, it's like Andy said. Like, these are all my best friends up here, and I get to spend, 8 months out of the year hanging out with them. And even when we're not filming, we're always on the phone. His kids call me Nanny Norman.
He makes a great nanny.
His kid dressed up as me once.
Uncle
And
Norman.
his kids are like my favorite people ever. So, I mean, we're all really good friends.
Actually, your daughter's my red carpet date, isn't
Yeah.
she? Yeah.
Yes.
They were my red
My kids walk the red carpet with Andy at every premiere. When we started the show, my daughter was 4, and now she's 11. She doesn't remember anything before The Walking Dead, so it's a huge family. It's pretty
Neither
great.
do I.
And they were, oh, thank you. My kids were in episode 9 when, well, you have to go to the bathroom. When they went to the kingdom and met with Ezekiel, my 2 kids were in the background. They are in the archery scene with Ezekiel, and they just loved every second of it. So.
Norman, the show is quite physical. You've been quite tortured by the crew of that guy over there. But I ask you, are all the cuts and all the bruises and the black eyes, are they signs of a really happy man?
Well, I mean, I've had real black eyes on this show that they've had to add into the storyline. I've had stitches in this show. I've been to the hospital on this show.
He's really not an action man.
Yeah,
I'm
kind of a klutz.
This is a confessional.
Yeah, I'm not very graceful, really. One time, actually, I ran through a doorway with the crossbow, and it hit the crossbow hit the door frame, and it hit me in the face. And I had another black eye.
And I got you with my gun, didn't I?
You hit me with a gun.
Poked him in the eye.
Banged me in the forehead.
He's like,
I get beat up all the time on this thing.
So, you don't need Negan, you can torture yourself.
Yeah, I'm that much of an idiot. I can just say, yeah, so there, take that.
Senhoras e senhores, Norman Reedus. Mr. Morgan.
Yes, sir.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I mean, we were all surprised to see your Negan. So you're Negan, you're the badass, you're the villain, but come on, let's look in retrospective. Rick and his crew killed about 30 of your guys.
Yeah, I think we decided 22.
Yeah, so my question is, we all see Rick as the good guy, but are we all mistaken, and are they the bad guys and you are the good guy?
I mean, yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, I've said this before. I think if we had followed Negan for the past 7 years and he ran into this group of survivors, that we know where the audience side would be on. They'd be on Negan and the Caesars. Bullshit. With you and your black eyes. But I think in this world, people, we've been talking about it for the last 3 days all over the world. I think anybody who has survived this long in this world, their morals have changed and they've turned into different people over the course of this apocalyptic time. Rick started off probably a very nice fella that would not eat the throat out of another human being. Negan probably was an okay PE teacher that liked ping pong. That didn't have a baseball bat named Lucille. I mean, the circumstances have led them, and now they're at the crossroads, and finally our paths have met. And,
Is that for real?
Yeah, it's for real.
That's amazing.
He's a ping pong coach.
Oh, I like that.
But let's face it, we all
beating up.
we all continue to see Rick and his crew as the good guys, but in 99% of the movies or the TV shows, when the audience sees the villain, we kind of hate the guy. But when we see Negan on screen, I'm talking for myself, I smile, and I don't have a man crush on you. My question is, why does Negan makes us smile?
Look at his face.
I think that Negan has a good sense of humor, and I think he's kept his sense of humor and probably sharpened it over the years. He's got some charisma to go with his brutality. There's just something about him. In the comic book, people love Negan.
You loved Negan, right?
I did. I loved Negan in the comic book, and so really my job is not to fuck it up. You know, Kirkman did a really good job kind of creating this character, and I'm trying really hard not to mess it up. But I'm also working with some of the greatest actors on TV in any medium. Because this, by the way, is not a fucking TV show. It's beyond that. And I got that guy directing me, so I'm lucky. I love you too.
Senhoras e senhores, Mr. Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Mas agora faça barulho para o homem, produtor executivo, também realizador. He's the producer, sometimes is the director, he's the mastermind behind all this thing. Aplauso para Greg Nicotero.
Thank you, guys.
Mr. Nicotero, you've been all around the world promoting The Walking Dead and meeting the fans. Do you still get surprised and overwhelmed with this kind of reception? And by the way, what's your opinion on Portuguese fans?
No, it's unbelievable. You know, I grew up loving zombie movies and being passionate. I remember going to my first fan event and my first convention and just putting everything that I had into what I love to do. I love going to, I went to a convention in London with the guys over the weekend, and I met 30, 40, 50 young people who want to be makeup artists because of The Walking Dead. So I'm honored. And listen, I get to work with these guys every day. I mean, it really is a dream job, and I couldn't be more grateful to all of you guys. Listen, if you guys didn't love the show, we wouldn't be here. So thank you for continuing to watch the show and loving the show. Because listen, I mean, television has changed. We were talking about bad guys and good guys. If you watch Breaking Bad, you watch Game of Thrones, you watch these great shows, the bad guys and the good guys, the lines are blurred. That's what's great about The Walking Dead. The lines are blurred. And thank you. But we've had 99 episodes to tell this great story, and we've got to know these people in and out. And that's amazing to me. So,
Greg. So, The Walking Dead has been on air for 7 seasons.
Yes.
Contract for an 8th season.
Yes, our first episode in season 8 will be our 100th episode.
Yeah.
And it's overwhelming. We were on Comic-Con. We were on the Comic-Con panel. Lauren Cohan started crying when she realized that we had made 100 episodes. She was so overwhelmed.
I just thought it'd be quite funny if they stopped it at the 99th episode. They went, no, we're not doing any more.
But Greg, let me ask you, do you think about the end of the show? And let me be honest, I don't want the show to end like Lost did. I was a fan of Lost, and then when Lost ended, I was like, what? What? And I don't want to say, what? When The Walking Dead ends, you know? You know what I mean? Do you have picture in your mind the direction and the end of the show?
Well, listen, I personally do not. It's weird for me to even think that the show would not be on the air. Robert Kirkman, I know. Listen, it's really hard to say. We love working on the show. There's a great story. It's a story about humanity. It's a story about hope. It's a story about survival. We have a lot of story to tell. The show gets bigger and it evolves every season. You know, we first started, it was a great little 6-episode arc about Rick, this guy looking for his wife and his son. And season 2, we learned all about Merle and all about Daryl and all about Herschel and all these great characters, and the show continues to change. It's a very different show than when we first started. That doesn't mean that it's better or worse. It just evolves, and it's fantastic. It's a journey that we love that you guys are going on with us. So in terms of how it ends, I have no idea.
Good.
And I'm going to keep it that way.
Keep doing those episodes. Andrew, back to you. Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Nicotero. Mr. Andy. Mr. Andy Lincoln.
I have to work with that every day. What's that about?
But wait, you haven't mastered when we shot at the beginning of season 4 at the prison when Michonne's coming back to the prison on her horse and Andy had to whistle.
Yes.
Was it difficult?
I get stage fright when
Andy
I whistle.
does this.
What's wrong with that?
Norman, can you teach us how to whistle?
I don't. Wasn't that good, man? You've got a very sensitive whistle, Norman.
Andrew,
Yes.
during the show, you had to face some bad guys like the governor,
Yeah.
played by the amazing David Morrissey.
David Morrissey, yeah.
How is Negan different from all the other bad guys that you met on the show?
Well, I mean, he.
Oh, that was a whistle.
What was that?
¿Qué quisieron?
Sexier?
Well, yeah.
There's one reason.
Yeah, that's one reason.
I find him enormously sexy as well. I actually find him very difficult looking squarely in the eyes. He's so sexy. He's too sexy for this space. Too sexy for this space. Yes, he's much sexier than any other baddie I've ever faced. And you know what? Dave Morrissey is going to be on my email as soon as this airs, just so you know. No, he's more organized. He's a completely new foe for Rick. I mean, I think at the end of season 6, you saw Rick's world completely turn around when he
broke down.
Well, yeah, I mean, this has been a really painful season to play Rick Grimes, but it's been amazing for an actor because you get to explore incredibly new, sort of rich, fertile ground, sort of begging in front of him for most of the season. But it's, you know, you've got to go somewhere to go somewhere. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. He's very sexy, but I'm going to kill him in an extremely sexy way.
Let him have his moment.
Annie, we have we have to talk about the accent, okay?
What accent? This one or the other one?
No. Okay, let's talk about the other one.
Okay. Yeah.
My question is it easy to turn on and off that Georgia accent? And when you hear people say something like, you're in the airport and you talk in your own way, and people say, I had no idea you were British, is that a great compliment for your work?
Yeah, I take it as a compliment. It may not be, but I take it very happily as a compliment. I actually flew in on, I'm going to plug, is it Porto Air? What's the airline?
The Portuguese
airline?
Yeah. TAP.
TAP. I flew in. A very good flight, I'll have you know. And I was invited, the two guys that flew me, invited me in to the cockpit.
Yeah. All right.
I'm just gonna let that live a little bit. I'm gonna say it again, in fact. They invited me into their cockpit. What a weird, I'm having an out-of-body experience right now. And then I came and started talking like this, and they sent me back to my seat. They were very disappointed. So there you go. Cockpit.
Cockpit.
I have, Andy, just one more thing. Is it true you called your agent when you read in the first script the words zombie survival horror?
Yeah.
And you called your agent and you said, are you fucking kidding me?
I think those were my exact words, yes. I said, isn't there anything else available? Is this what it's come to? Are you beep, 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 cockpit, beep?
Do you regret your decision?
No. And I've apologized. You have no idea how many times I've apologized to my agent. Every time we get, I'm not killed and renewed, I thank her on my knees. Pretty similar to how I begged for my life with Negan. That's pretty much what's been going.
Are you a happy man?
I'm a very happy man.
Senhoras e senhores, Andrew Cockpit Lincoln. Mr. Reedus. Let's face it, Mr. Reedus.
Yeah, seriously, wait, hold on.
The girls go crazy with Daryl.
Cockpit.
Cockpit. But I think we all agree he's not the traditional ladies' man. So why do you think chicks dig Daryl?
Cockpit. I mean, he wears his heart on his sleeve, I guess. Yeah.
Yes.
Duh.
Yes, he is.
Duh. And then some. Duh. I mean, I think in the very beginning he was so unlikable, right? No? Should I just go back to cockpit? My final answer, cockpit.
We have to talk about this hug. Podemos por aqui this hug.
Boy,
That's
that tells a story.
more cockpit.
Cockpit.
I know.
He smells so good.
That was a hot day. I was sweaty that day.
Yeah, nobody smells good on the set of The Walking Dead ever.
Ever.
Let's just be clear.
Especially when he was in those sweatpants. Do you remember that look?
Yeah.
They're bringing out an action figure with that. With the asshole.
About that hug, I know a lot of people cried with this hug, and I know you guys cried too. For real.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you did, you liar. You cried like a baby.
You guys cried a lot.
I would like you both to honestly talk about that hug, and why did you cry?
Don't go changing to try something. We had a few scenes that we cry in.
Didn't you say, because I don't watch the show, he watched it and he went, I said, how did it go, the embrace? And he went, yeah, I was awesome. You were like...
I did say that.
You really did?
Yeah, I killed that one. No, I mean, it was, we cry all the time. Like, you know what's nuts is, this season especially, all the girls on our show are such badasses that, I mean, for real, you know, I mean, happy International Women's Day, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right on. But the girls on our show are so good, and they're so tough, and they're such badasses, and Andy and I are like, we just cry on this show now. Like, but we used to be so badass. Do you remember when we were badass on this show?
Yeah.
Listen, they have salmon for lunch and they cry. It's really weird.
Yeah, we are babies. But that scene, I really like that scene, actually. That's... What?
No, because then I'll break down. Oh, hug it.
They want a hug.
Are you only if you chant? Hug.
Do it.
Let's go out there.
Cockpit.
Senhoras e senhores, Mr. Norman Reedus.
Thank you.
Jeffrey.
That hug made me sweaty. I broke out into a sweat.
I know.
Yeah, could I hug Rick?
I think Negan should hug Rick.
Everyone wants to hug you.
That was a well-earned hug by both parties.
Jeffrey, I know you live on a farm. You bought a farm.
Yeah.
You don't have anything to do with social media. So tell us, how are you dealing with all this global phenomenon that is The Walking Dead? And do you sometimes think to yourself, I really miss my peaceful farm?
Yeah, all the time. This show is unlike anything that's ever been done before. Really one of the main reasons is the chance that we have on this stage to interact with our fans. It's not often that this happens, that you have as many fans and that we get a chance to have conventions and sit across from you. I fucking love you. So really what I think is that it's just, this is a special thing. I don't know that I've never heard of it happening. I've been on a lot of fucking shows in my life. Okay, yeah, Denny DeCat. But nothing compares to this and the fan kind of interaction and the love that we have as a cast and a crew. I've just never been a part of anything quite like this. And it really is probably the most special moment of my career. It is happening right now. Do I miss my farm? Yep. But I also love the shit out of these guys. And it's so much fun going to work.
And Jeffrey.
And you.
Tell us how happy you were when you got the part as Negan, because you read the comics, and you watched the show, and you kind of realized that this is the part where Negan comes in the show. So how happy were you when you found out, man, I'm going to be Negan?
I was super happy. I mean, I got a call from my agent saying The Walking Dead wants you to be the villain on the show, and I watched the show. I'm a fan of the show, and I said, "Is it fucking Negan?" And they said, they won't tell us, it's a secret. And I'm like, it's gotta be fucking Negan. And I'm doing it. And that was it. I was in the middle of doing a different show, and literally a week later, I was meeting Andy and Norman and Greg, and we were doing it. And that was that. And it was 2 days of, yeah, you heard it, doing it, cockpit.
Cockpit.
It's the best decision I ever made.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
We got just, I'm gonna be killed if I don't ask about Lucille. How important is Lucille for Negan? Is Lucille just a weapon?
No.
Or is it much more than just a weapon?
No, I think it's a real love story. It's a weird love story, but it's a love story. You know, these guys have each other. I have Lucille.
Wait.
You took Fat Joey from me.
Screw Fat Joey. Who's the top? Who's the bottom in your love relationship?
Yeah, you did say it. I'm going to answer that with cockpit.
Cockpit.
Cockpit. How dare you? I'm on top.
Oh, it's been a long day. God.
We are the saviors.
Senhoras e senhores, the man with Lucille, Jeffrey Dean Morgan! Greg, I told you already, we spoke this morning, I'm a huge fan of the show, and I love when I still get surprised with the show. Not just about the story of the show, but about the makeup, and sometimes the props, and sometimes the set. And I have to ask you about this guy.
Yes.
This zombie is fucking amazing.
Thank you. He was our Mad Max zombie, and it came out of a bunch of conversations between Scott and I. He was talking about the fact that these scavengers lived in this garbage heap, and they had taken a walker and impaled him with all these different implements. So we designed, you know, he's got a gas tank for his head and all the spikes and the nails and the knives and the saw blades. And when we started designing it, one of the guys on my crew, his name's Gino Crognale. He's an amazing makeup artist.
Gino.
I basically said, oh, and by the way, you're playing this part. Like, I volunteered him. He's the walker that stole Carl's shoe. He's the walker that killed Tyrese. He was the walker that Andrea busted his teeth out and chopped his arms off. So he's a really great actor as well as a makeup artist. And I knew that Andy knew him really well, so that they would collaborate really well together. Because it's about bringing these characters to life. You know, the makeup's one thing. You can spend a lot of time putting prosthetics on somebody, but if they don't bring it to life, it's a whole different thing. So I really trusted Gino. He was a little terrified because it was the whole full body suit. We bought one of those vests that race car drivers wear that pumps cold water through it because it was 100 degrees and he was worried about overheating. But he brought it. Him and Andy had their, you know, listen, if he could fight Chad Coleman and make it out because Chad beat the shit out of him, and so then Andy beats the shit out of him, I think Gino's gonna be like, give me an easy zombie part for a minute. But it's a great, you know, we continue to challenge ourselves. We continue to think outside the box. And as far as I'm concerned, it was something really, it was really fun to do. And there's more to come in the rest of the season. So
Great.
there's an entire scene takes place in a cockpit. It's amazing.
You know, sometimes you read about TV shows where the members of the cast don't get along so well. It's pretty it's pretty cool to see that you all get along really well and are like brothers and like family. And you said, Greg, a few months ago, we still show up every day like it's day one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, did it cross your mind back in 2010 that the show would last for so long?
You know, Andy and Norman and Frank Darabont and I, you know, we went on this journey. I was involved in the show about a year before it was greenlit. So Frank loved the idea of this ensemble cast. You know, I mean, the guy directed Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile and The Mist, and he really understood how to put an amazing, thank you. He knows how to put a cast together. So Melissa McBride, John Bernthal, Sarah Callies, Andy Lincoln. The reason that you guys still watch the show started with that core group of amazing, amazing actors put together by Frank. But when we're on hiatus for 4 months out of the year. We call each other all the time. We're like, let's go. The showrunner, by the way, Scott Gimple, hates when everybody texts him and says, come on, man, let's go. We're ready to get back to work. He's still freaking out about trying to write the episodes and finish. But we love what we do. And the first day on set is like the first day of school. Everybody's so excited to be there. You know, Andy and I sit in my house every premiere episode and we read the script together. And we throw ideas off of each other. And listen, the first thing I ever directed was Andy was, wait, what? I missed the whole thing.
He said cockpit.
Oh, cockpit, got it.
It's become,
I think we moved on
a
from
thing.
That for now. No, but I mean, it's great. Being able to collaborate with these guys, no one knows these characters better than these gentlemen. So for me, being able to sit with Andy and read through the script and talk about ideas.
I can't believe it's going to be the 100th episode when we come back. That is the coolest thing. Sorry,
there's going to be a cake.
I'm gonna open now the panel for questions for the audience. I just want you to know that you guys are fucking amazing. I'm sorry about my English. For me as a fan, it's been an honor to interview you and talk to you. And please, grande aplauso para Andrew Lincoln, Norman Reedus, Jeffrey Dean Morgan e o Greg Nicotero. Ora bem.
Wait. I have a question. All right, guys. All right. So nobody scream. All the girls in the audience, raise your hands. There's a lot of girls that love the show. All right. Sorry, ladies. Let's see, dudes. All right. The girls win. Come on. You can't boo them. They love the show. No, but something I want to say about the show is that the fact that this show transcends those boundaries and the fact that women love the show, women love these characters, it's amazing. So, ladies, thank you.
Yeah. Ora bem, vamos então abrir o painel. Já temos aí alguém com uma pergunta. Já agora, o nome, de onde é que vens e a pergunta já agora, seja para quem for.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
My name is Anna. I'm from Lisbon. First of all, thank you for coming. And I want to say to Andy that I'm a huge fan of a movie he did that is Love Actually. So.
Okay. I'm going to answer this question in character in that movie. Go for it.
So my question is, I wanted to know to each of the actors how it was to the first episode of the last season, how it was like the scene of the Negan scene, how it was to play that scene, for example, for Andy, how it was, because I thought it was a really good scene, so congratulations for that. I think you deserve an Emmy, it's my opinion, so thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there a camera? Just so.
Yeah.
Is there a camera on? Because I'm going to answer that question with this.
You're on a jumbotron.
So, Andy, how was it?
I can't see it. What does it say? Oh, good hell. I don't even know what that means.
It's cockpit hell. Anna, can I just say, I love Lisbon. And what do I have to do?
You just tried to kill me with a thing.
Well, you have to answer her question.
What is?
Yo, I got a love letter airplane.
Is it are you throwing love letters at Norman? Oh. Happens all the time. Anna, it was an awful scene, and thank you so much for saying such kind things about it. But you know, we wanted to try and. I'll tell you a story. Before I got on the plane, I had dinner with my parents and family, and my mum has become completely obsessed with The Walking Dead. I don't do any social media, but my mum does it for me. And she said to me, we were sat around the table, and she said, "So, are you gonna pick up where you left off in season 6, the cliffhanger?" And I said, "I'm not gonna tell you, Mum. I'm not gonna spoil it." Yes. And then she said, you've got to get back to that dark place. That's a terrifying place that you've got to get back to. Are you going to be able to do it? And I said, and then my wife interrupted and said, "Are you giving Andrew acting notes at dinner time?" And so all I had ringing in my ears in that first day was, "Don't mess up the lines." And my mum going, "Really? The world is watching. Don't fuck it up." Well, she didn't say that. So it was basically born out of absolute fear of my mother's wrath that I was on my knees blubbering like a baby. So there you go. Thank you.
I have a funny question.
Deixem só a Ana fazer a pergunta.
Não, eu só ia dizer uma coisa rápida.
Calm down.
Andy, at the end, can I take a selfie? At the end, not now. Please.
Yeah, of course.
Please.
Pronto.
Thank you.
Anna is happy. Vamos agora a esse lado, ok? Está o microfone aí. Quem é que tem aí uma pergunta desse lado? Pode ser. Força. Jovem. Nome. De onde é que vens? E a pergunta?
So, hi, I'm Miguel. First of all, I really like Rick and Daryl, but, and excuse my French, I really fucking love Negan. I mean...
We do too. With your leather jacket on and shit, you know what I mean? Oh, wow. We do too. Wow.
It's really nice to meet someone who likes leather jackets as much as me. Negan is a really iconic villain in The Walking Dead. Not just because he's as charismatic as he's ruthless, but because he's the one who actually, even if just temporarily, breaks Rick Grimes. Yeah. How does it feel to play that villain?
Remember I told you
You know what?
excited...
You know what? That guy sounds like a villain.
Yeah, he sounds good, by the way. I like it. He could be one of my guys. Remember how I told you how excited I was when my agent called and said, "Hey, are you interested?" And I just jumped all over it. That's how I felt about doing that scene. That being said, it was an incredibly hard scene. It was incredibly hard because obviously 2 people were leaving the show that are hugely flippin' loved. But to be the guy, because I'm a fan of the show. I love this show before I was ever a part of it. And I'm a fan of Rick Grimes and Daryl Dixon. To be that guy that was brought in and go nose to nose with Andy, with Rick, it was an honor and a privilege. And I don't know that Negan necessarily works without what Rick did that night and what Norman did that night. The way they showed the fear, if they hadn't acted their asses off like that, Negan might have just been another dude, you know?
Well, you know, there's a whole other side to it too. The reality is, listen, when what is happening?
What the hell is wrong with you?
Hi, balcony.
You guys are rowdy. I like it.
I have no idea what you're saying.
It's that group up there.
That's where the trouble
Meninas,
is.
não se percebe nada. Vamos fazer uma coisa. Uma coisa.
It's gotta be a bachelorette party. It's gotta be.
Uma coisa. Estive ali, todos calados e só uma de vocês é que fala. Querem o microfone aí em cima, é? Vamos tentar arranjar, está bem? Ou então façam uma coisa. Já que a malta ouviu, façam uma pergunta muito alto. Essa era a pergunta, vai para casa. Estou a brincar.
All that noise for a selfie?
Ok. Já agora, aí em cima, uma pergunta sobre Walking Dead. Então façam lá. Uma, bora. Uma, força. Mais alto. I just understood Judith in the season. What? The future of Judith in the show? Okay. Greg, do you want to talk about the future of Judith on the show?
She's delicious.
Senhoras e senhores. Vai, tu aí, tu de pé, última. T-shirt branca. Última. Guys, last question. Não tens microfone? Quem estás a segurar?
We can hear.
É uma garrafa d'água.
We can hear you. Speak up. Everyone's going to be
Fala,
really quiet.
olha, peraí, está atrás de ti o microfone. Está atrás de ti. Atenção, fala no microfone.
Great, thank you. It's not really a question, it's more of a request for Jeffrey.
Go.
Jeffrey, would you be so kind to stand up and say, little pig, let me in?
Do it.
Senhoras e senhores, de pé, para Greg Nicotero, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Norman Reedus e Andrew Lincoln, façam barulho! Wait. Só mais uma coisinha, estava prometido. Here is a sneak peek. Of the next episode of The Walking Dead.
just about to come up and clear the...
Where's Morgan?
You okay?
Where is Morgan?
Epá, já está liga lá. Pá, nós somos ou não somos do caraças, pá. Obrigado por terem vindo, obrigado pelo tempo de espera que tiveram lá fora. Acho que eles vão daqui, saem daqui com Portugal no coração, é graças a vocês. Boa noite, regressem bem a casa. Tchau, tchau.
The Walking Dead EuroTour. A visita mais esperada de sempre. Só é possível viver com a Fox. Vê primeiro